Hey, welcome to Tuesday, finally. I'm Ultra David.
And I'm James Chen. Frustrated James Chen. How's everybody going?
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but it seems like Twitch was kind of screwing up.
Yeah.
It was for me. I couldn't even log into it for a while. It took me like 5 tries.
Yeah, I couldn't log in. XSplit was going all slow and all sorts of weirdness was going on, so whatever. In any case.
Anyway, it's over. We'll talk about stuff. So we'll talk about Texas Showdown, which happened just this past weekend. We'll talk about another event that happened this past weekend. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about bad stuff that happened this weekend. We'll talk about game news. We'll talk about upcoming events. We'll see. We'll see what else.
Yeah,
okay. But let's start off with Texas Showdown.
Yes, that's right. So, Texas Showdown, we were there.
We were.
Really,
for 2/3 of it.
Really great event, actually.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It's really, really cool.
Yeah. We've been there the last few years now, and when we started going back...
Texas Showdown.
Yeah, there you go. When we started going back, it was pretty small.
And don't forget,
honestly.
I even went before they changed back to the original owners.
That's
I went
right,
to the
you did.
Anime Matsuri one, which was just a sham of an event.
Right.
I mean, I still remember at that event, someone was like, "This is my first major. It's not quite what I was." I was like, "Do not use this to judge at all."
That sucks.
Yeah, but since then, obviously, the original guys, Javi, Chris Cho, have taken over again.
Right.
And this year, it's just grown.
It's big. I mean, it was a lot bigger. Some hundreds of people were there. Definitely a bigger ballroom than last year. There were more vendors.
Yes.
There were lots of games being played. It just seemed like a bigger, better event. I didn't see anything that went haywire.
Yeah, I mean, most events something goes wrong.
Right, but it didn't seem like that.
Even like it was well scheduled, like it ran on time and everything. You know, I'm sure that has a lot to do with Level Up as well, because they're pretty hammered down on the schedules and stuff.
How about the thing that Javi made though, where he made an app that like interfaces with Challenge in some way, and all of the bracket runners had this app, and so they were updating things on the fly.
Yeah.
Like instantly, which was great for us on commentary because then we could actually know what was going on.
Yeah, the only time it went bad was when Challenge went down for a little bit,
right.
But then they just switched to paper brackets, and then everything went right back afterwards.
Yeah, and that was Challenge's issue, right?
Yeah,
that
exactly. I mean, that's the reason why you want paper brackets, though, obviously, because within tournaments it's kind of scary sometimes. So, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for sure, there are things that can go wrong with tech, but anyway, it was really good. I had a good time hanging out with everybody there. I don't know.
And the games, the events
the
themselves
events are very good.
Were ridiculous, especially Ultra Street Fighter 4.
USF4 was good.
Which a lot of people have been saying was like the best grand finals in recent memory.
Really?
Because the thing is, I mean, it was pretty ridiculously good. So, but yeah, I mean, it was really cool. So I mean, but just that, and not only that, MKX was cool.
Right.
Guilty Gear was cool. You know. And we actually got to do some commentary for a lot of the different games.
That was great. That was great.
It felt nice doing commentary for other games,
Oftentimes it's just SF4 for us nowadays. So yeah, that was really great. I was really happy about that.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to get into talking about the games then?
Yeah, no problem. Let's go for it. Do you have the results up?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
I do. In USF4, let's talk about the top 8 from the bottom. It was Shen Chang.
Yes.
From Texas with Yun. And then Magneto 1080p Elena, also a Texas player. Hello Kitty Ricky got 5th with Rolento, Rufus, and Chun. Chris G got 5th as well with Sakura. 801 Strider got 4th with Abel. K-Brad got 3rd with Cammy and Chun. Snake Eyes with Zangief, 2nd place. And then winner of the whole thing was Infiltration with Ryu, Elena, Ken, Chun-Li, Akuma, and Rolento.
The man who
can
play pretty much any character.
Right.
So, yeah. But look, the story of this tournament, and not just because, he did well, was Snake Eyes, right? It was because of what K-Brad did.
Okay.
Look, Snake Eyes got 2nd place.
Yes.
And I'm going to give all of the credit to K-Brad. Because in winner's bracket in top 32, K-Brad basically beat Snake Eyes with his counterpick Chun-Li. Now, keep in mind, at South by Southwest, the exhibition a few weeks ago, he almost beat Snake Eyes and messed up.
That's true.
And lost, basically, right? But he's lost to Snake Eyes a few times now.
Mm.
And then on the Capcom Pro Talk show, which takes place before our show on Tuesdays on Capcom Fighters, right? He was a guest. And they got to the conversation about most overrated players in Street Fighter.
Okay.
In the U.S.
Americans.
No, actually, it was like non-Asia, I think, because there were
really?
some Europeans on the list as well, right?
Fair enough.
And K-Brad, although he rated himself as the second most overrated player,
Did he?
to which Mike Ross said that you can't be overrated when people don't expect you to do good, but he named Snake Eyes as number 1.
Dang.
Yeah, especially, obviously a lot of people know that we're always high on Snake Eyes and everything. A lot of people
Certainly were.
Yeah, were. And so when K-Brad actually played him, finally beat him after many, many failed attempts.
Yeah.
And after he beat him, he looked at the camera and said, "Overrated." You can see him just mouth the word overrated.
Yup.
And I don't know if that just lit a fire under Snake Eyes, because then once he got in the loser's bracket, he beat everybody. And in many situations, which seemed like, oh, you're done, Snake Eyes. See you later. And then ridiculous comebacks with 1 second left against Shen, like 60% to a Pixel Life comebacks against Gustavo. Yeah, there was just all sorts of craziness. And then he finally managed to get back to K-Brad and defeat K-Brad before going into grand finals.
Yeah, he got the run back. And then, it was really, really good. There was a lot of compelling action going on.
And it's really funny, too, because I talked to Snake Eyes, and I was like, you just really wanted to get back to K-Brad, didn't you? And he's like, yes.
Yeah, of course.
He's like, hell yeah.
He beat K-Brad 3-1.
Yep.
In losers finals.
In losers finals. So there you go. And then, of course, that pop-off that Snake Eyes had.
Oh, yeah.
After he beat K-Brad.
Right.
Look.
Needs some work.
That was the cutest pop-off I've ever... It was like you watch it and you're like, oh, Snake Eyes is popping off. Because he just had this smile and he was all happy. Dude, I don't know.
Yeah.
Needs a little more
work.
Yeah. You could tell he wasn't quite into it. It was almost like he had to try to do it.
I know, yeah. Or like he felt bad about it. Like he wanted enough to do it. But then like part of him was still like, I don't know if I should be doing this.
Yeah, I know. But seriously, I was just watching. I was like, oh, look at it, he's popping off.
Yeah, I know.
Snake Eyes is popping. His first pop off. I mean, seriously, that's the way it was. So.
Yeah.
But really there were some great matches, and then of course he got into grand finals with Infiltration.
He did, and he reset the first set. It was Akuma was his opponent, and in the past, he's lost to Infiltration. At
Red Bull.
At Red Bull, but he's been a big thorn in the side of Tokido.
Yeah, the interesting thing was that someone tweeted me while we were at Texas and told me that at Red Bull Kumite, sure enough, Infiltration used Akuma and blew him up. They said it was like even perfects and stuff like that. And then somehow Snake Eyes came and he 3-0'd him in the first set, didn't he?
It's 3-1.
3-1, okay.
3-1. Well, definitely a lopsided. And then Infiltration switched over to Ryu, regular Ryu, which, you know what, he did that against Gustavo 801 Strider as well. And I thought that was an unusual pick because I don't think that Ryu beats Abel by any stretch. I do think that Ryu has a slight advantage versus Zangief, but like it's not a counter pick.
Right, no, not at all.
Like you wouldn't it's not like so much that you would be like, oh, he went to Ryu. No, it's not like that.
I mean, the nice thing about it was after it was over, I got a chance to talk to Infiltration. I asked him, Ryu? And he's like, I just feel like my Shodo does well against Zangief. He just likes that fight.
But not Snake Eyes Zangief.
But then afterwards he was like, yeah, but this is Snake Eyes.
It's different.
So,
yeah.
So in the second set...
Yeah, he went to Rolento.
Yeah, after going down 2-1.
Right.
So he lost twice with Ryu, ended up down 1-2, went to Rolento, won the first game pretty solidly.
Yeah.
And then the last game, last round, timeout. Yeah. Probably one of the most hyped timeouts ever.
Right.
And as Viscant said, now you're excited about timeouts?
I know. Oh, Cross Tekken, where are you? Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it literally came down to no time. Snake Eyes needed to get the damage, got the damage, then he needed to run, and then Infiltration like threw him at the last second and won by timeout. And
it was crazy.
I was talking to Snake Eyes afterwards, and he was like, I can't remember what happened during that sequence.
Oh, I know.
He was just like something happened, and I meant to ultra to kill 3 seconds off the clock and all this stuff. And he's like, I don't even remember how I got thrown.
Yeah.
He's like, he can't even remember that it happened, and he was really sad.
I know that feeling. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, it was Rolento that took it. You could see some unfamiliarity, I think, with. Against Rolento, a top-tier Rolento like that from Snake Eyes. But he started to figure it out. He just didn't have enough time to get it the whole way.
And Infiltration said in the interview as well, he specifically picked that because he figured that maybe he didn't have the experience against Rolento. And he was right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good stuff to both of those players. I'm also happy for K-Brad because it's been a little while since he was up there at the very end like that. That was really nice to see. I'm happy for Strider that he got as far as he did, but I feel kind of bad for him because he got ripped up by Snake Eyes Geef.
Yeah.
Even like you mentioned, he had some big leads in some rounds, but it just never was secure. Never felt secure.
It was really interesting because like after he lost to Snake Eyes, he was even sitting in the chair like that wasn't 3, was it?
Right.
And then when he found out it was 3, he was just like sitting there like, what happened? Because I'm sure he felt like he won some of those games that he lost. Because he basically did.
Just about.
Yeah, and then just crazy comebacks. So.
Yeah. I really hope that he wins a major sometime soon. Because this is yet another big event that he goes to that he gets top 8 or even like top 5, and that he doesn't win.
Yep.
So that streak has gone on for like most of a year at this point. So
and it's the only reason why I feel like he's not in those conversations for top 10 in the States.
Absolutely.
Because he just hasn't quite won it yet, but he's so good.
I mean, to be fair, that's like a big reason to not have him in the top 10. So okay, but it's.
But also, a lot of players haven't won. You know what I mean? He's not the only one.
Oh yeah, no, I had like Snake Eyes in my top 10 before he won a major. Yeah, I mean that happens.
I mean, just like I remember.
By the way, I have him in my top 10. Okay, he's in my top 10. Strider, yeah, he is now for sure. Yeah, if I did the list today, he would be in there for sure. Yeah.
I mean, I had lists with all sorts of people who had made top 10 in there before I got to Strider. I just like he just wasn't on my mind at the time. But,
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Chris, we'll talk about Chris G in the other games as well, but he's really come back now, which is great to see. Also happy for Ricky, she gets another top 8. And then Magneto 1080p, who I had not heard of before, but played well. Yeah. So I would love to see more of him. I don't know how feasible it is for him to travel, but that would be really great to see because he was good.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best thing about going to all these locals. You get to see a bunch of local, really strong players, including guys like Shin Chang, who we know is good.
Shin Chang.
But a lot of other people haven't had a chance to see, so.
Well, there was some crazy way that he lost, too, right? Was that against Snake? That was against Snake,
yeah,
right?
There was one time where he had a sizable life lead. He just had no reason to try to chip him with 0 life left, and he went for lunge punch, and like he neutral jumped and SPD'd him or something, and it killed him with 1 second left on the clock.
Yeah, that's right.
A previous round, like he went in and he went in for no reason, and Snake Eyes landed something big, but Shin still won. And and as you mentioned, we were high on Snake Eyes. I was even confident that he was going to lose the Shin, but
I mean, it wasn't as either way.
Shin kind of gave it away, so
yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we probably won't see Shin at any other majors. So. Oh well. It's like his one per year, maybe Evo.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, anything else about SF4?
No, I can't think of much else. So
okay. Well, let's move on to the second one, which is Mortal Kombat X. That's how Shoryuken has listed it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about the top 8s. Cusco got 7th with Covert Ops Sonya. Peanuts 7th also with War God Kotal Khan. Cyanide, Hollywood, Cassie Cage. Justin Wong with Thunder God Raiden. Forwood with Hellfire Scorpion. Scar with Special Forces Sonya and also Covert Sonya and also Heavy Weapons Jax. Chris G with Ancestral Kung Jin and Hellfire Scorpion, and the winner of the whole thing was Digit with Thunder God Raiden.
That's right.
Really cool because he's the same player who won Injustice last year at Texas Showdown when that was the headlining NRS game. You know, in the NRS scene there was, so you know how NRS scene like differentiates between like NRS and Capcom, right?
Yeah.
Well, they do the same between like MK and Injustice, and during Injustice, some MK players were like, these Injustice players, you know, if the Mortal Kombat players were playing right now, that there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Well, Digit he played MK, but like he wasn't like up there. And Injustice, he was. Of course, And people were like, "Oh, if MK players are playing, different story." Well, I guess not. I guess it's the exact same story. So I think that's really cool.
I was actually happy. I mean, it was actually cool that I got to interview all the players afterwards and stuff like that. So while I was interviewing Digit, it was actually really cool to see because that guy was shaking.
Oh,
like,
cool.
he was shaking. He was so excited and happy about it. Like, you could just see it on his face. He was just like so thrilled. And he said that he had no expectations of winning.
Is that so?
Like, he didn't think, because he hadn't really been able to practice all that hard except for like a week leading up to the event. He just hadn't had the opportunity.
Dang.
And so the fact that he did so well and took it, he just was absolutely ecstatic. And it was just, there was something really genuinely happy about the way he was taking it. It was just really cool to see. It's just one of those things that makes me happy because it's like, you know, just to see not newer players, obviously he won last year, but just, you know, people get to experience this kind of thing and have these kind of, you know, this kind of euphoria from fighting game events and stuff. For sure. That, so.
Well, he did play really well. Thunder God Raiden is a really good character, and he was doing things with that character that I haven't seen most other Raidens do. He was actually comboing after the EX Blast. I don't know what it's called. Blast, whatever. And he actually was canceling the back two, which is the little swipe, the overhead. You know what I mean? Which is minus 65 on block, but you can cancel the first hit and make it safe. Right. He was actually doing that on block, so that was really good. I thought he played really, really well.
Yeah, I mean, Justin uses the same character, and I saw Justin tweet afterwards. He's like, "Oh my God, I'm stealing so much of his stuff."
For sure.
You know, Justin learned a lot of stuff from Digits.
I did too. I hadn't seen anybody do those things before, so I thought that was really good. Really happy for him. Chris G got second place with Ancestral Kung Jin. Some Hellfire Scorpion, but mostly Ancestral Kung Jin, which, like, probably shouldn't be happening.
I even saw him tweet afterwards, look, Bojutsu Kung Jin greater than all other Kung Jins right now. And it's just, there's no... I mean, every time Chris G hit him, he would do like 24% damage. And that's only after he lost one combo to charge up the arrow.
Right.
You know? And then the arrow goes away.
Yeah, arrow goes away.
Like, while it just sits there. And then meanwhile, Bojutsu Kung Jin's like, let me hit you with this move. Oh, 42%. Oh, I hit you with this random move. Oh, 42%.
There is a big difference between those two variations, for sure. I mean, I agree with Chris that Ancestral is the more interesting one, so I understand why he wanted to play. And it's much more like Green Arrow, which is what he used in Injustice.
Yeah, that's why he wants to play.
But he shouldn't have been playing Green Arrow anyway, because that character wasn't very good. So, like, I don't want to see him do that again in MKX, you know. So, but anyway, afterward, he was tweeting about it, how he just didn't want to pick the same character everybody else is picking. And, you know, Ricky tweeted, she was like, you better pick the right variation. So I hope that does happen, because he's very, very good. I mean, he was letting some things go. You know, he wasn't like getting max damage on combos or on punishes. He's just a really good fundamental player, so he gets by. But I feel like if he had some top tier or even high tier character, maybe mid-tier character. I don't really know how bad Ancestral Kung Jin is, but not that great. So.
Well, it's just, you're just that not... I mean, even if it was good, it's like a bad Pixar film. You know what I mean? Bad Pixar films are still really good, but then there's this amazing Pixar film, and you just need to go there instead. You know what I mean? He wasn't doing anything that was very Ancestral Kung Jin specific, it felt like, except using the stun arrows, which was netting him less damage.
Right.
So, I don't know.
I definitely hear you. Scar was looking really good.
Yeah.
KH Scar, Combat Houston Scar. I really, really like Special Forces Sonya. She is so good.
With the drone.
With the drone, yeah, drone Sonya or Dronya.
Right.
Really interesting pressure and zoning potential is really interesting. He had some cool ideas with her, like I hadn't seen he mashed on down 2, the uppercut bunch, just when people were pressuring.
Right.
Because I guess it hits well and it's super fast and recovers quickly. Like
really
it looks
good.
really good. I didn't know about that. That was really good though.
Yeah.
He played Covert Ops, which like everybody, it's just like basic the mix up / damage one. It's basic looking character. Heavy Weapons Jax I thought was cool too. I think Jax is really, really good. I really think Jax is good.
Yeah,
I think Sonya's really good too though. So
yeah.
that was cool.
I was actually really happy for the Houston scene in general.
Oh, for sure.
Because 3 out of the 4 tops were all Houston, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Digit Houston, Scar Houston, and then 4Wu got 4th place. He's Houston.
Yeah.
I loved his Scorpion, man. He made Scorpion look so fast and fun, and just really good on the pressure. I loved and good in footsies too, in a way that I guess I didn't expect. I thought of ninjutsu as being the footsie Scorpion with the swords, but the way he used Flame On was like a footsie tool, or like an anti-air tool. Like he would use it once you got to this range, and you would just get caught. And I had never seen that, so I thought that was really cool.
I mean, from just looking at Scorpion, I thought the other 2 variations would be by far better than Hellfire. Like, I was like, okay, you can do this area damage, big deal. You've got this unblockable, not going to be that useful. He made it all look really good. Yeah. So, yeah, I was really impressed with how he played. So.
Yeah. By the way, Scar, I really wish that he would have stopped doing the X-Ray. Remember him trying...
Oh, yeah.
She has a counter X-Ray, which does a lot of damage. But he just went to it too much. He just got too predictable, and by the end of that set that he had against Chris G just baited it a couple of times.
It honestly felt like the being on stream kind of got to him. Like, it was like, I want to finish with something big. You know what I mean? So it just felt like he just was like, I need to rely on this kind of thing. And at one point in time, he really started, Chris, you could tell, was getting tentative. He was just poking really slowly. And he should have just recognized that and just threw him a bunch or just went crazy. But I don't know.
Oh well, he'll think about it, I'm sure. Justin Wong got 5th with Raiden. It's the 2nd straight top 8. Because there have only been 2 majors that have MKX so far, and Justin's gotten I think 5th in both. With Thunder God Raiden. Cyanide, Street Fighter Cross Tekken player, now MKX player, and he plays the same way. It was fascinating. Really interesting. Nice. He plays a character in Cassie who is really good. In fact, he said that he's playing that character because she's cheap, which is totally true.
Oh, yeah.
She is super cheap. And also because she plays like his character from Cross Tekken, which is Law. She has that flip kick that Law has, and she has... Her back 1 is basically his back medium punch.
Okay.
So it's kind of similar. He's a really good tech monster, really good at all that whole side of it, and you could really see that. So that was cool.
Dude, I just thought that the selfie that he did, Cassie Cage on the stage while the selfie fatality was going on, right?
That was awesome.
That was pretty genius.
That was genius.
Yeah.
Peanut got 7th with War God in the top 12 or top 16.
Yeah,
but they both finished in the top. I really thought that he could be doing better stuff, frankly.
Yeah.
So he played well. I mean,
absolutely.
The spacing game. I mean, he had that, but. As far as maximizing punishes and combos and stuff, I really wanted to see different stuff.
Right. Hang on a second. Everyone says audio is cutting in and out.
Dude, Twitch is not having a good day.
Yeah, I know, right? Because it sounds fine to me right now.
I mean, we're probably sending fine stuff to Twitch.
What is everybody saying right now? And also keep in mind, I saw that people said the audio was cutting in and out right away. It just takes a minute. Remember, what you're seeing is a minute after we've said it already because of the natural.
People are saying it's fine now. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
So that gave me hope for Kodokan. I think that was really cool. And then Cusco looked good with Covert Ops Sonya Blade.
Yeah.
She seems like a super boring character to me.
Very straightforward.
Very straightforward. Yes.
But look.
There was really good character variety, though. 2 Thunder God Raidens, and a couple of Sonyas, but other than that, Ancestral Kung Jin, which nobody even plays. Chris is the only Ancestral Kung Jin in the world. Hellfire Scorpion, Heavy Weapons Jax, two Scorpions, that's right. Hollywood Cassie, a couple of Kodals. Like, there were just a lot of different characters. I thought that was awesome.
Look, just going to say this. Watching people play MK makes me want to enter.
You should enter. Is that because you think you're going to win?
I feel like I could beat a lot of people.
I feel that way too. I feel that. I mean about you. I mean I think, I think you could beat a lot of people.
Because dude, people don't know how cheap Lakitor is, dude.
Dude, Perfect Legend. Not Perfect Legend. Who was playing to win today was talking about Aaron Black's command grab game on Twitter, and I was like, dude, you don't even know. You don't even know what command grabs are in this game. Sorry, dude. He was like,
Ferritor's command grab is ridiculous. So I'm just going to have to find a tournament to enter one of these days.
Yeah, you're going to mop up, dude.
Let's see how that goes. So
yeah.
But yeah, dude. Like, I just, like, all I want to do is just showcase what Ferritor can do, and then somebody else can go start winning tournaments with him. You know what I mean? That's just kind of how that's all I want to do.
I agree with that. So, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other characters in the rest of the top 16 were Melina, Cybernetic Kano, Grandmaster Sub-Zero, Nimble Reptile, Venomous Devora, Royal Storm Katana. Like, there was just a bunch of variety, so that was really cool.
Yeah. I mean, the game is new. So it's definitely going to start off that way. You know, that's what's really cool about it. But at the same time, I also think the variations really work well in favor for this game because you can adjust a lot. You know what I mean? We didn't see it happen that often, but we saw it occasionally. And I just think that's really cool. Like, I remember, I think it was Scar who was playing Special Forces and then at one point switched to Covert to fight somebody. I can't remember who specifically it was, but it helped a lot. So
yeah, absolutely. And there was only one sub, which is a character people are talking about for top tier. Same for Quan Chi. There was no Quan.
Oh, that's right.
There was no Aaron Black. So, you know, we'll see. It's new, as you said. Okay. Anything else about MK?
Nope, nothing comes to mind.
Well, Guilty Gear Xrd on.
Yes, Guilty Gear, which was very cool because Houston has always been super good at the game. Well, Texas, I should say, should always be super good at the game. So I was expecting a lot. I mean, unfortunately, Texas didn't win, but there was a lot of good players there. So 7th places were Lord Knight with Milia and Nash Fan with May, then Just Kenso with Chip, and Robot with Soul Bad Guy, 5th also. 4th was Kid Viper with Elfelt, then Oso. I'm sure I turned that off, but okay. Oso with Elfelt got 3rd. Jan got 2nd with Potemkin, which is just crazy to me. It's ridiculous. Then Elven Shadow won the whole thing with Faust. Yeah, Elven Shadow, of course, the guy who runs Frosty Faustings. Yeah. He won his own tournament. During the interview, I was like, does it feel good? Because everyone's probably like, you rigged your own tournament, but then, you know, he goes and wins a different tournament. No, but he's lived in Japan, so he played a lot of Xrd there, so obviously he's gotten really good. Yeah. But dude, like, I'm super happy to see Kenso up there because he's been playing all the Guilty Gear games forever up until this point. And then Jan. Oh, Jan Potemkin. Jan is just so talented. He's so good. Dude, worst character in the game, and he gets 2nd place. Dude. I just hope that at some point in the near future that Jan plays a game and he ends up on a good character. Because even without that, he's got 2nd here. He got 4th at EVO with Hulk Hagar, Shuma, which is not a bad team, don't get me wrong, but it's not a top tier team either. That is for darn sure. I'm going to teach him Lakitor. He would rip people up with Lakitor. He would destroy people. Like, that would be it. Dude, that'd be perfect right there. Oh, please do that. I'm going to teach him that character. Please do that. But yeah, no, look, that guy makes it on just ridiculous reads. Like, the nice thing about Guilty Gear is even the bad characters can win. Right? Yeah. But Pot is a lot of work, right? Potemkin's a lot of work. And when you see Fab win a lot of times, Fab also has FAB in Japan. Yeah. He also has a lot of technical ability. He does those stupid 6K loops that are like almost impossible to do. Right. Jan doesn't use a lot of that stuff, and he still makes it really far in these tournaments. I mean, he got 2nd place. It's just like reads and spacing. Yeah, it was just so good. He played so smart. It was really, really exciting. So, and I was actually glad. I mean, I was glad to actually get a chance to commentate Guilty Gear.
Yeah,
because I've been wanting to, and I just don't feel like I'm ready for it because I don't know matchups well enough. And of course, when I first finally get to commentate it, I'm doing it literally by myself.
That's right.
It was just me. But I mean, it worked well, and honestly, like, one of the things that actually made me feel really good, which is really interesting, was Giuna tweeted over the weekend after I did my solo commentary. And, you know, it's weird. I don't know why the Guilty Gear community is like this. I don't know why a lot of communities like this, because they're always like, why don't more people play our game? And then when people come and play the game, get these outsiders out of here.
That is definitely the case for a lot of scenes, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, Giuna actually basically said, he says, for as many of the people that get mad at me for commentating because I'm an outsider, he actually said he thought I did commentary better than like 90-some% of the people who have ever done Guilty Gear commentary, even when I was doing it by myself. So, that look, the only reason why like I took that to heart so much is because it was coming from Giuna.
Yeah, I definitely he defaults to not nice stuff.
Exactly.
Right.
The fact that he actually said something nice to me was you know, was amazing. So.
But you're a Guilty Gear outsider? Is that the case?
Well,
is that like me being just a Capcom player?
Yeah,
Is that how, okay.
Basically,
right.
and also Chris G being an
Chris
MK
G,
outsider, and
okay,
exactly, it's that kind of thing. So, yeah.
But the rest, so I guess Lord Knight's not from Texas, but everybody else in that top 8 was Texas, right?
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as Kenso goes, the day before on Saturday during pools, we saw him and Ski and I were hanging out, and he came over, and Ski was like, "Are you gonna win this tournament?" Kenso was like, "I don't think I'm gonna make top 8 because he was doing."
He was
brackets.
working, he was working.
So he was like working the tournament, and he was like, you know, it's just really tough to do this, and also, and we were like, yeah, I know, but good luck. And he was like, yeah, we'll see. But here he got 5th place, so that was cool.
He's always the ninja player. He always loves playing the ninja characters. So, yeah. Good stuff to him. And I actually heard Chris G is going to think about picking this game up here.
Oh, that'd be
and
nice.
I always said, like, the biggest hole in his game repertoire was the anime games, which I talked to him about. And he's like, what are you talking about? I used to do well in Persona and Blaze Blue. And I was like,
did he?
I guess you did, maybe.
I mean, he ran the Skullgirls scene for a while.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Like, he made people quit that game, literally.
Yeah.
Anything else about Guilty Gear?
No, just... like I said at the end of the tournament, was play it. Because it's so good. And the patch just came out, which we'll talk about later. So.
Excellent.
Yes.
Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Top 8 were Kane Blue River, Hulk Sentinel Hacker, Frankie G, Spencer Virgil Hawkeye. 5th places were Buckethead with Zero Morgan Doom and Rubik's with Skrull Spencer Modoc. 4th was Control Flux with Zero Virgil Dante. 3rd was Justin with Wolverine Storm Akuma. 2nd was Control Ray Ray with Magneto Doom Sentinel, and then Zero Doom Dante. 1st place was Tempo Chris G with Morgan Doom Virgil.
Yep. So Chris, top 8 in 3 games. It's really good.
Yeah.
In fact, probably top 8. Well, okay. Now that Marvel is falling down, it's not considered one of the bigger games anymore.
Ooh,
it's not.
Jeez.
It just isn't. I'm not trying to like talk hate or anything. That's just the way it is. It's just not one of the bigger games right now. So.
Yeah. What did he get in SF4? What place did he ended up getting?
5th, I think.
5th. Yeah. So his worst showing was 5th because he got 2nd in MKX and 1st in Marvel. So.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that was really nice. You know, again, he's definitely back. That's awesome. Ray Ray went to Zero Doom Dante.
Yeah, I talked to Chris about that. I was like, when did he ever? And Chris actually said that he tried going Zero before against him, and the first time he said he did it, he just didn't play well at all. He said he just bopped it and he switched right away.
Okay.
And he says that it really was different now.
That's awesome.
And he said the first set. Because he reset it.
He reset it.
And Chris was like, dude, he was going ham. He was just like, he was going crazy. And then he was like, okay, I just need to calm down, stop attacking, and let him kill himself. And I guess that's what worked. Because Chris G won the last few games pretty solidly. So. Yeah,
he did. Yeah, he won the second set 3-1. But I thought that was really cool from Ray Ray. Because Ray Ray, for quite a while, would not switch away from the old Ryu team. Do you recall that?
Yeah, that's right.
And then he did. He picked up a higher tier team, better team. And I just really hope that he sticks with the Zero Doom Dante. There's a really cool shell in there, and there's some interesting ideas, and I think that it would be great because trying to win in that game without some team. I mean, look, his other default team is really good anyway. Magneto, Doom, Sentinel. He just has a really good Magneto and Doom, and Sentinel even. So. Yeah, that was cool. Justin Wong got third. Flux was a little bit disappointed to lose to Chris G because I talked with him beforehand and he said he was quite confident. But
I'm also happy for Frankie G as well, always doing well in the Marvel tournaments, and he was also working the event the whole weekend. So it's always really cool to see that. In fact, when I was talking to him afterwards, he was like, he keeps trying to figure out like whether he wants to just like go the gaming route or just keep going the helping run events kind of thing, right? And so it's really hard for him. Like people advise him just pick one. But he keeps doing. It's not that he's thinking about doing it. It's people keep telling him you should just focus on one, and so he told me he feels good that he's still able to do well while running, helping run events and stuff like that. So
the two players from Houston, Rubix and Buckethead, got fifth. Of course, I wish that they had done better, but that's really cool to see that they did get top 8 there.
I mean, Buckethead always gets top 8 at Texas Showdown. Yeah, that guy's so good, and Rubix. It was CEO one year where he just ran through a bunch of people. So
he's a really good player.
Yeah.
Buckethead, I heard, hadn't actually been playing Marvel lately. He just showed up and he was really good still. Yeah.
Like riding the bike.
Yeah. And then KBR got 7th. He did well.
I know Nico was a little sad about his placing. I know he wanted to do a lot better than that because, I saw him before top 8 and he was like, okay, I want to do well. I want to do well. And, unfortunately, just lost the first game. So,
did you watch any of the Smash 4?
No, I did not. I did not get a chance to. So,
okay. Well, that was taken by Karna with Sheik and Fox. DJ Flip Hop got 2nd with Diddy Kong. 3rd was Sam Boner with Sheik. 4th was Denti with Yoshi and Sheik. Dang, I'm seeing a trend. Trella got 5th with Mewtwo and Dr. Mario. Bone got 5th with Mario. G-Ness got 7th with Mario. Wow, and then Zori 7th also with Mega Man.
I just felt like you should just turn to everybody's name and with the word bone in there. So.
Bone.
But yeah, I was actually I thought it was really cool to see Mewtwo up there, which means Mewtwo just came out recently. Yeah. And is already having an impact. Because I saw some stuff that people were saying he looked bad, but, so it's good to see him doing well. Yeah.
And Killer Instinct, Bass or Bass and S1.
Dude, anybody who's sitting there in the chat right now who's trying to say Smash 4 is dead, Tony Cannon just tweeted out recently that Melee and Smash 4 are neck and neck in registrants.
Hey, say 1% or 0.1%?
It's 0.1% off from each other. So it's like neck and neck.
Yeah.
Basically, they're basically the same entrance, so not quite yet.
Yeah. Man, in Killer Instinct, Season 1, basically, there's Spinal, Saberwolf, Glacius, Jago, Fulgore, Thunder, Spinal.
It was only the Season 1 characters that got top 8?
TJ Combo got 3rd.
Oh, okay.
And Hisako got 7th.
Right. Okay.
Overall, won Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Persona 4 won by Lord Knight with Margaret. BBCP won by Huey253 with Bang.
Which is really cool, actually. He's a SoCal guy, and I didn't even know he made it out there, but I'm super happy that he went out there and won that. So
definitely,
I think he's LPT and Breaker Dave's roommate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Under Night in Birth, yes, Rylander 1st place, Merkava, excellent. Donka with Batista and Byakuya. Did we already talk about this? Got 2nd place. Secret 3rd with Waldstein, and 4th was Flux with Batista.
Okay.
I'm just happy when I see Merkava and Waldstein. I don't know, it's weird to be root to see top tier, but
those two and Gordo, so right? Yeah, you never see them at the top for some strange reason.
Justin Wong won 3rd strike, Chris G 2nd, and Hello Kitty Ricky 3rd.
No surprise there. And I think there was an ST tournament there.
Yes, there was. Who won that?
Unfortunately, won by Justin Wong. 1st place was C Vital. So he's won...
2nd place?
2nd place, yeah. He won a few years ago. He qualified into the Capcom... into the Super Turbo
Legend of
Tournament of Legends.
Champions, yeah.
Tournament of Legends before. It was a really strong Dhalsim player, but apparently Justin counter-picked with Chun-Li.
That's Justin, man.
Yeah, I know.
That's Justin. And then third, I think, was Jumpsuit Jesse.
Yeah,
So that's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, it was a really good event. I had a lot of fun. It was a blast to commentate MKX.
Yeah.
For the first time. This is the first time I've commentated it because it's new.
Right.
But it was really, really fun.
But I mean, outside of the Fatal 8 event, which was weird because we didn't know anything.
Yeah, that was like the second day I'd ever played the game.
Right,
so
right.
it was really, really cool to, and that we got all 16 of the top 16 on stream. I thought was really nice.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, Marvel got the 4th number of entrants. It was 4th after SF4, MKX, Guilty, and then Marvel.
Talking to Chris G about that too. He's like, "Why is Marvel so early today?" It was Sunday, right? So he was like, "Why is it so early today? Like everybody here is playing Marvel." I'm like, it was like the 4th highest. He's like,
yeah,
really?
Like maybe.
I was like, yeah. Well, I was like, the other ones got higher, you know, MK and Guilty Gear Xrd. He was like, really? I was like, yeah, they did it in order of registrants. He's like, oh, okay.
And Marvel was played on Friday as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Played out until top 8 on Friday.
That's
so.
right. Yep.
Times they are a changing. All right. Anything else about Texas Showdown?
I mean, there will be a few extra things we should
that's...
talk about, but let's save that for after the break when we come back. So, and then we can talk about, unfortunately, some bad news.
Yeah.
So, but all right, be right back.